What's going on, guys? It's the 10 cars that are going to make it, are gonna to participate in the top speed for a chance at the top 15. And before we start the race, let's take a look at the leaderboard right here. We can in seating at number 1 is 12 Ford Fiesta with its 473. So that's the speed in order to take over number 1. And then all the way securing at the bottom is Supervolt with its 445. So a 446 will be the key number this week. So let's get started. Up first is the fast Felon. So he needs a 446 to be in the top 15. Can he do that? Let's find out. On your marks, get set, go! $471. It's enough. That's good enough for second place. Let's see if we can do better than that and tie number 1 or beat number 1. Let's find out. On your marks, get set, go! $471 and then a 470. Both speeds put him on second place. But the 471 puts him in second place. So now that 448 is now the magical number. Now on to the next. Up next is 69 Corvette Racer. But it has to beat a 473 to be number 1, or score a 448 to be in the top 15. On your marks, get set, go! $470, that is enough for third place. Now it's going to be a 452 to make it into the top 15. Now on to the next. Up next is the Corvette C7 Z06. So he has to get a 452 to make it into the top 15 or beat a 473 for number 1. Let's see if we can do that. On your marks, get set, go! A 451, that ties 15th place, but unfortunately he can't make it to the board until it beats it. But let's see if we can do that. On your marks, get set, go! A 451 and then a 449. But the 451 is the most I can do. So close to make it to the top 15, but unfortunately the Corvette C7 Z06 doesn't do it. Now on to the next. Up next is the Morris Mini. Can he beat a 452? Can he go for 452 for the top 15 or go for number 1 for 473? Let's find out. On your marks, get set, go! A 466, it ties 6th place. Let's see if we can do better than that in the second run. On your marks, get set, go! $466, that ties 6th place. Now it's going to be a 454 is now the key number to make it to the top 15. Now on to the next. The 74 SR 1600 is ready to set a top speed and even break number 1 or make it to the top 15. Let's see if we can do that. On your marks, get set, go! A 445 won number 1, that's not good enough. Let's see what number 2. On your marks, get set, go. a 445, and then a 444. Unfortunately, not good enough to make it to the top 15. Now, on to the next. Up next is the D Muscle. He has to score a 454 to make it into the top 15, or score a 473 to beat number 1. Let's find out. On your marks, get set, go! A 423 and run number 1. Let's see run number 2. On your marks, get set, go! A 423 and then a 422. Not enough to make it into the top 15. Now on to the next. Up next is R0932. Is ready to set a top speed and even make it to the top 15 leaderboard or take over number 1. Let's find out. On your marks, get set, go! A 441 on run number 1, that's not good enough to make it to the top 15. Let's see if run number 2 can be better than that. On your marks, get set, go! A 474. Now, and we have a new number 1. The R0932 takes over number 1 of top 15 leaderboard. So now that 456. HWRD Responder is ready to set a top speed and be in the top 15 or take over number 1. Let's find out run number 1. On your marks, get set, go! A 473. It ties second place. Let's see if we can do better than that and tie number 1 or beat number 1. On your marks, get set, go! A 473 and then a 459 or 7 or 457. But that 473 is enough to tie second place. Now on to the next. N5624 is ready to go, and now it needs a 457 to make it into the top 15, or a 474 to beat, or 475 to beat number 1, or 474 to tie number 1. Let's find out if we can do that. On your marks, get set, go! A 456. Unfortunately, that ties 14th, a three-way tie of 14th place, but it has to beat that in order to make it into the top 15. Let's find out if we can do that on run number 2. On your marks, get set, go! A 456 and then a 455. So close to making it to top 15, but unfortunately it doesn't do it. Now on to the next. Last up in this week is How and Heat. Can you beat number 1 of 474 or make it to top 15 with a 457? Let's find out. On your marks, get set, go! $470. It's good enough to tie 5th place. Let's see if we can do better than that in run number 2 and beat number 1. On your marks, get set, go! $470 and then a $469, but that $470 is enough to tie 5th place. Now, let's see. Now we're gonna let's update the top 15 leaderboard to see what happened. And there's an updated top 15. The R0932 squeezes in number 1 with a 474. And newly added is the HW Rapid Responder with a 473 and Fast Felon with a 471. How and Heat and 69 Corvette Racer tied for 5th with a 470. And then newly added is the Morris Mini, tied for 9th with a 466. If a 466. So the 6 cars knocked out the Supervolt, the Scuba de Fugo on CFH 23 Driftstar, 24 Hours, 2016 Camaro SS, and BDD 13. Sorry you 6, but you are knocked out. But those speeds aren't enough. So next week it's gonna be a 457 to make it into the top 15, and this difficulty is increase it to hard. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.